Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Derek, author and webmaster of gematrynator.com. Today I want to do a short video here following up on my work on the fire rituals that were tributes to the 2017 total solar eclipse. Whenever there's a big event in the news, you can always rest assured there will be an associated tribute in professional sports. The Camden Market fire in London, which I exposed as one of those rituals in my last video, is one of these events. I rarely pay attention actually to what's going on in sports anymore, but I thought to check what went down in baseball on the 9th of July because of this. In my video on the fires, I mentioned the gematria of fire ritual, which is 119 and 740, two very prominent numbers in these events. But what I never checked was the gematria of fire rituals, because after all, there have been many more than one. And look how it lines up perfectly with the gematria of Donald Trump, the main honoree of these rituals. Remember, this man was born on the sunny side of the world during a lunar eclipse. He's a very key figure to the Jesuits and Freemasons responsible for carrying these events out. But what also struck me is the Francis Bacon gematria of Donald Trump. This is the cipher that takes capital letters into account, and with it, we get 190. July 9th happens to be the 190th day of the year, also matching the reverse gematria of solar eclipse. The Camden Market fire, which is said to have started on July 10th, was actually tweeted about by @LondonFire with 33 minutes left on the night of the 9th, as I discussed in my last video. So if the ordinal gematria of fire rituals is significant, how about the Kabbalah gematria? It just so happens this sums to 162. This number is commonly used in conjunction with baseball, and it's easy to see why. Not only are there 162 games in a baseball season, but this number is found within the actual gematria of the word baseball itself, in multiple ciphers. Not only that, but MLB equals 162 in Sumerian. But best of all, Major League Baseball sums to 162 using the alphabetic order. So I glanced over at games from July 9th to see if anything stood out, and the first thing I came across was this interleague game between the Rockies and White Sox, in which pitcher Kyle Freeland came within 2 outs of throwing a no-hitter. As always, whenever a player accomplishes something extraordinary, go ahead and measure from the date to his birthday, look up his name gematria, and you'll always find something significant. So here's a look at the box score and check out the length of the clip, 1 minute and 22 seconds. I talked about this number and its relation to the Oakland warehouse fire, which was at a building called the Ghost Ship, and its pi connections to the Camden Market fire. It happened on the 122nd meridian, and Ghost Ship equals 122. The final score of this game was 10-0. Trump has primary Kabbalah gematria of 100, and Kyle Freeland, the pitcher, wears number 31. Note that his birthday is 31 days before Trump's. I also talked a lot about the number 38, as this is the ordinal gematria of fire and death. Freeland equals 38 in full reduction, as does Colorado. Don't forget, Colorado became the 38th state back in 1876, and July 9th is a span of 11 months and 9 days after the August 1st anniversary. That date of establishment, by the way, had Saturnian 10331 numerology. We'll look at 1331 quite a bit later. But I also want to point out that the White Sox came into the day with 38 wins, the number they still have after losing. In gematria, Colorado Rockies sums to 163 using the alphabetic order. That is the 38th prime number. The name Freeland has English extended gematria of 191, and think about this as a reshuffling of the number 911. Also, this was on the eve of the 191st day of the year. Society of Jesus equals 191 in ordinal. And not only that, but it also sums to 79, like 7/9, the date of this game. The Society of Jesus may actually have gematria roots in the old Latin alphabet, notably as this phrase sums to the classic 227 in that cipher. Furthermore, when you write out the score as one would say it, you find interesting numbers in the Kabbalah ciphers, with 191 both primary and secondary, and even 146 in the somewhat mysterious LCH cipher. Prefer to say 10 to 0? You still get relevant numbers. This equals 138 in ordinal and 146 ALW. Donald Trump equals 138, and he was born on 14/6, Flag Day. As mentioned earlier, solar eclipse has this gematria of 190, matching the day of the year July 9th falls on. In English ordinal, solar eclipse equals 134. This is a number often coded in relation to destruction, as highlighted in the reverse gematria of Tisha B'Av, which is perhaps more known for its 911 value in the Jewish cipher. Freeland's full birth name, Kyle Richard Freeland, sums to 1340 in the trigonal cipher. The game took place at Coors Field, which does have secondary KFW Kabbalah gematria of 134, and it was 1 month, 3 weeks, and 4 days after his 24th birthday. To further prove this game was just part of a script, look at how Freeland's record now sits at 9-7, which is another way to write the July 9th date as 9/7. So Freeland made it all the way into the 9th inning without giving up a hit. Once he surrendered one, despite being up by 10 runs, the Rockies' manager, Bud Black, still took him out of the game. Why wouldn't they let him finish? Sure, his pitch count was high with 126, but it was important to get this character, Jordan Lyles, in to finish the game. Why? First off, he wears number 24, bringing us back to the sun, the entire reason for these rituals. Of course, the sun gives us our 24-hour day. Jordan Lyles sums to 162, appropriately, being a baseball player, but his full name, Jordan Horton Lyles, gives us 1910 in the trigonal cipher, reminding us of the 191 we looked at before. But look at his birthday, October 19th, a date written with another 119 sequence, and this date in 1990 also has 119 numerology. Broken down a different way, this date has 38 numerology. And how fitting that he was drafted 38th overall. And how about this? If we measure from his debut date on May 31st, 2011, this game fell a span of 333 weeks and 3 days into his playing career. What's even more interesting about his debut date, however, is that it came 225 days after his 20th birthday. Jordan Horton Lyles, in both the English and Jewish ordinal ciphers, equals 225. 225 is another number closely affiliated with the passage of time, which has that 144 gematria in the Jewish cipher, as does light, which time is technically a measurement of. 144 and 225 are the only two numbers whose divisors, when added all together, sum to 403. The factors of 403 are 13 times 31. But this fact stands out especially here. Not only did Lyles attend Hartsville High School, which equals 144 in reverse, but this game was also 14 weeks, 14 days before his next birthday. A quick glance at the box score reveals the two best offensive performers for the Rockies in this game. The two that caught the eye were Gerardo Parra, who went 3 for 5, and Pat Valaika, who went 2 for 4 and drove in half of the Rockies' runs from that day. Gerardo Enrique Parra equals 666 in the prime number cipher, which is fancy, but check out the gematria on Pat Valaika of 93 and 903 using the Jewish order. This is, of course, the English ordinal gematria of Saturn, the keeper of time, primary celestial god of the occult. Saturn also has Jewish gematria of 511, and a glance at Valaika's player profile reveals his birthplace of Valencia, CA, which sums to 511 in trigonal. Valencia, California, when fully written out, equals 331 in the reverse alphabetical order. This is another Saturnian number because when we spell it out, it sums to 1331 in Jewish gematria. Interestingly, this number also equals 99 in septenary, matching his birth date of 9/9. Valleca made his Major League debut on 9/6/2016, a date which can be reduced down to 969. This is the orbital velocity of the planet Saturn. Saturn equals 69 in reverse, like the date of his debut, the 6th of September. And from Pat Valleca's birthday on 9/9/92 to July 9th, 2017 is exactly 9,069 days. So that's all I'm going to bother with on this game, just another obvious tribute in our world of scripted professional sports. Before I end this video, I want to take a minute to plug my Twitter feed, @Gematrinator, which I just started a few weeks ago. I don't have a blog, but I do post some interesting tidbits here when I come across them. Just as an example, here's something I posted yesterday in regards to the Charlie Gard story out of Britain, which is sparking more debates about life support. Without exception, all big news stories are coded by the numbers, and of course this is no different. Would you believe that Charlie Gard has matching gematria with baby in a coma? It really does work like this. I also pointed out Charlie's Jewish gematria of 218, causing me to ponder whether or not he'll make it past the solar eclipse that's on that date, 21/8. Another tweet of mine from yesterday ties back into baseball, and this one was crafty. Well, a while ago, I tweeted about the shared 1331 gematria between Boston Red Sox and Paw Sox, their minor league affiliate. Yesterday, the Yankees and Red Sox played a 6-hour, 16-inning game on the eve of the 16th, which is today, which has a life lesson number of 33. 16 is one of two numbers that, when spelled out, sums to 33, and it is related to 1331. 11 times 3 equals 33, and 11 to the third power equals 1331. Two different headlines on MLB.com then emerged. The first one here sums to 393 in the alphabetic order when we include the 16 as its own number. 393 is one of three numbers to sum to 1331 in Jewish gematria. Additionally, this is the headline you get when clicking into the box score. And how about this? In the prime number cipher, again adding the 16 as its own number, it sums to 1331. This is the kind of thing a numbers geek like myself can really appreciate. So once again, the Twitter feed is @Gematrinator. This is one more way I'm hoping the information can continue to spread. Thanks for watching the video, and have a great day.